Good afternoon, students. Hope all of you are doing well. So, today we are going to wind up the first chapter with two small concepts. I hope you people are maintaining the notes because at the end of the semester, you will have to show your notes for your assignment marks. So, today we'll discuss the importance of human resource management. HRM helps in attracting and retaining result oriented person. So, through HRM, the organization can get the best employee, that is, they can get the right people for the right job. By proper selection process, the employees or the candidates can be selected properly as per the organizational needs in order to achieve the organizational goals. Then HRM helps in adopting scientific recruitment policy. So, recruitment, as I have told you, there are two sources of recruitment. One is the internal, then the external. So, HRM helps to select the right kind of recruitment, whether they have to go for internal or whether they have to go for external. So, it helps to select the proper source of recruitment on the basis of the job requirements. Okay, suppose if it is for the top level position, the organization normally goes for internal recruitment. Okay, suppose if it is for the lower level jobs, at that time it goes for external recruitment. So on the basis of the job requirements, HRM helps to select or adopt the scientific or the appropriate recruitment policy. Then helps in selection of employees. Okay, so the main motive of human resource management is to obtain the people, obtain the employees to achieve the organizational goals. So by proper interviews, by proper selection test, the employees can be selected for the organization. Then helps in suitable training program. So in training there are two kinds of training. One is the on the job training, other one is the off the job training. So what kind of training is required as per the personnel needs, it is been formulated under HRM. Whether the employees require regular training or whether they require periodical training, so everything, the training programs are being decided under your HRM. Then it provides opportunity for personal development of the employee. So guys, I have told you the difference between training and development in the previous classes. So when I speak about development, it is about the overall improvement, overall development in the character, okay, or maybe the skills, aptitude of a particular employee. So in HRM, through training and development programs, there will be overall development. Okay, it might be career development as well. Okay, so overall development will be found in a particular employee. Then helps to maintain good relation among employees. So human resource management helps to maintain cordial relation. Okay, helps to ensure industrial peace among the organization. So in the qualities of HR manager, I have told you that the HR manager has to maintain good relation between the top level management, employees, then trade unions and press. Okay, that is the media. So they have to maintain cordial relations. So HRM formulates such policies in order to maintain good relation with all the parties. Okay, so thus HRM helps to maintain good human relations, and it also helps to ensure industrial peace. Okay, it helps to ensure peace among the employees. Okay, so how does it helps to ensure industrial peace? By we have studied, okay, the grievance handling and all. So in grievance handling, suppose if the employees are having any complaints, if the workers are having any grievances, they can go and give it to the industrial relations manager. Okay, there he will solve the disputes. Okay, by this what happens, there will be peace and harmony in the organization. Next we'll see the difference between personnel management and HRM. This particular concept is really very important from the point of view of your examination. So it can be asked for 15 marks. Okay, so we'll see the meaning of personnel management. It is concerned with the workforce and their relationship with the entity. Okay, so personnel management, it is a traditional approach. Okay, so why it is traditional? Because the scope is limited over here. Okay, what they will do, they will hire the people, they will pay the people. Okay, that's it. Okay, the scope ends over here. They will treat the manpower as machine or liability. Okay, so now suppose if they in personnel management, okay, they are going to pay the workers wages and salaries and all, they treat it as a liability. Okay, so that is the demerit over here in the personnel management. Whereas in human resource management, it focuses on the most effective use of manpower of an entity to achieve the organizational goal. Okay, so HRM, the main purpose is to make the effective use of manpower. Okay, so here manpower are treated as what, as assets. Okay, why they are treated as asset? Because in when because the manpower plays a vital role in the organization. Okay, so manpower, what they do, if you don't have the proper manpower in your organization, okay, suppose if the people working in your organization are not working properly, at that time it is highly impossible to achieve the goals, to achieve the targets of your company. Okay, so that's why you have to obtain proper manpower. So in HRM, they are going to treat the manpower as assets. Okay, so when they are giving salary also, they feel it as an investment that they are making. Okay, or if they are giving training also, they don't treat it as an expense, they treat it as a as if they are spending on some asset. Okay, and HRM is a modern approach. Okay, it is modern approach to treat the people. The next one, it is concerned only with the personnel manager. So in personnel management, the scope, okay, or the things was carried out only by the personnel manager. Okay, whereas in human resource management, it is concerned with all levels of managers of an organization. Okay, I'm sorry because the slide is cut off over there. Okay, so please take down the point as it is concerned with all levels of managers of an organization. So in HRM, all the levels managers will be included. Okay, it is not that only the HR manager is involved, no. Okay, so everybody, all the manager, it might be a marketing manager, it might be any other department manager, so everyone will be involved in HRM. The next one, decisions are taken by top management in personnel management. Okay, so in personnel management, the total decisions are taken by the top level management. Suppose if any problem has arisen, okay, at that time, the suppose in the lower level, okay, the foreman have some issues, at that time they have to report it to their superiors. Okay, then they have to go to the middle level, that is the managers, then they have to go to the top management, then the top management will solve the issue. Okay, so that's why decision making process was slow in personnel management. Whereas in HRM, decisions are collectively made after considering employee participation. Okay, so employee participation is nothing but considering the opinions of the employees. Okay, suppose if there is any strategic decision or if there is any important decision to be taken, at that time the management will ask the advice of the employees as well. Okay, they will ask the suggestions from the employees, then they will take the collective decisions. Okay, so that is employee participation. And so here decision making process is also fast. Okay, so why it is fast? Because if there are any issues in the lower level, at that time they will solve it by themselves. Okay, so there will be harmony and peace in the organization. The next one, job design is done on the basis of division of labor. Okay, so division of labor, how many vacancies are there, on the basis of that they would design the jobs. Okay, but here job design is done on the basis of teamwork. Okay, so in HRM, most of the importance is given for your teamwork. Okay, working in teams and groups, because we can achieve maximum results when we are working in teams. Okay, so that's why the total focus is on teamwork under human resource management. Then personnel management, it focuses on increase in efficiency. Okay, so here the total focus, since they are treating human resource as machines, whatever the only motive was their only motive was to increase the efficiency. Okay, efficiency means to bring the maximum result with lower cost. Whereas in HRM, its focus is on effectiveness. Okay, so effectiveness, bringing the best results. Okay, so then culture, productivity and employee participation. Okay, so to increase the productivity, then employee participation, so everything comes under your human resource management. Okay, then in personnel management, the focus is on personnel administration, employee welfare and labor relation. Okay, so these were the things that were considered. Okay, employee welfare, labor relations. Here it focuses on acquisition, motivation, development and maintenance of human resource. Okay, so here in HRM A to Z activities are taken. Okay, that is from acquisition to your maintenance. So it's not that you are hiring the employee and that they are leaving the organization after a year or so. No, in HRM they try to retain the employees for a longer period of time. Okay, so how they are going to retain? They will give them incentives, they will give them promotions, they will give them training, development, career planning. Okay, so everything will be done under HRM. Okay, then personnel management, it is a routine function, whereas your HRM is a strategic function. Okay, then under this aspect payment is based on job evaluation. Then under this aspect payment is based on performance evaluation. Okay, so job evaluation is nothing but finding the worth of a job. Okay, suppose for example job evaluation. Now the job of a lecturer, okay, how they are going to evaluate? They are going to evaluate on the time devoted by the workers, how many hours they are working in a week. Okay, so also on that basis they will be paid. Okay, so here under personnel management it was totally on the basis of job evaluation, but here it is the payment is based on performance evaluation. Okay, suppose if employee is working well, okay, suppose there are two employee A and B. Suppose A is working well than B, then A will be paid more. Okay, so here totally it is on the basis of your performance. If you perform well, you will earn well. If you are not performing well, then you won't earn well. Okay, next one, the scope of personnel management is limited. Okay, here it has a wider scope. Okay, so personnel management, it is constraint. Okay, it has only the scope, the area covered is really very short, but here human resource management, it is really a wider concept. Okay, it takes care of the employees, it takes care of selection, recruitment, maintenance of the employees, grievance handling, compensation, everything you have studied it. Okay, so these are the differences between personnel management and human resource management. I hope these things are clear to you. If you are not understanding, then please let me know. Okay, so that's it for the day. Thank you. In the next class we will begin with the second chapter, that is human resource planning. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.